Guys, Christmas is coming, right? So ready for holidays and ready for some insane shopping, right? So today we'll talk about in the investment point of view, what kind of stocks and what kind of companies have the advantages to wait for the Christmas, and then that's probably their only chance to earn a big time in this Christmas. I'll give you 3 companies, 2 are US stocks, 1 is from China. So first of all, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe and also please like my Facebook page. If you have any comments or anything to add to, please leave me comments in the comment box below, and not forget to give me thumbs up and also share this video to your friends. Without further ado, let's go. So first of all, we'll review some of the stocks that we've talked about before. First of all is the 19th CPC meeting that is hosted in China. It's really a big thing. They really host this once every 5 years. And we talk about it in China, it's not as transparent, right? So that's why the advantage is when the government says something, they really will do it. So last time we talked about Tesla and another electric car company, BYD, okay? So first of all, Tesla, I always talk about that. It's only a company with dreams, but it's a company that keeps on losing money. People don't know that, right? Just like Snapchat and Twitter. There are 3 companies that really have big dreams, but they're losing money, are those 3 companies. Technically, it's broken down below the neckline, so the target should be dropping until $275 per share, and then that might be a chance for us to buy. Otherwise, it has to break above $340 in order for me to consider buying it. And the other one is the Chinese company BYD, okay? So if you go to US, it's Tesla. If you go to China, it's BYD, okay? So there's a big, long, wide channel going on, up channel. And then after the video, stock price went up again. But unfortunately, it probably is only a rebound, it's coming back down. So if we're lucky enough, if it goes to $68.10, we may consider buying it if it rebounds. Otherwise, if it breaks above the double top, which is the $83 per share, then we'll consider buying it. So now, Christmas. There are many companies doing business in Christmas. There are many retail companies, retail stores, but there are really less companies that are doing 2 things. Retail, but specifically focus on consumer discretionary. And the second one is a Q4 revenue, which is including Black Friday, Thanksgiving, and also Christmas, is more than 30% of the annual revenue. So they're waiting for these days, okay? And why do we have to choose consumer discretion, right? Because it shows the holiday mood, the theme shopping, the compulsive shopping, okay? If we say that we're buying retails, but it's more like consumer staples like Johnson & Johnson, it's not necessary people will buy in Christmas, and it's not compulsive enough, okay? As long as it's compulsive, we can collect the economic data whether or not at that specific moment, specific holiday, people are happy and optimistic enough to do compulsive shopping. That is the key. So if we do the compulsive shopping, the retailers are only left with 305 companies. And if the Q4 revenue is more than 30%, it's only 23. So by now, I would suggest that if this video, around 100 people of you are watching, if we hit 50 likes, and I can also share all the full list of 23 stocks with you. But be careful that right now, this video, I've chosen 3 best stocks for you guys. But technically, maybe it's not the time to buy. Maybe there's an investment chance technically in the other 20 stocks, right? So if there are more than 50 likes, I'll be sharing the other 20 stocks that are doing compulsive shopping, and also the Q4 revenue is more than 30%. But right now, we will screen them by eyes, by news, and by company's development. The first one is Amazon. You say, wait, what? It's Amazon again? Yes, it's again. The thing is, this is exactly the point I'm going to make. Investment is always boring, right? As long as if the company is big enough, we talk about unicorns, right? It's not like 2 or 3 decades ago. It's about unicorn. The bigger they are, the more data they have, the more compulsive data they can push and then receive the money. So Amazon is one of the big companies. They're doing supermarkets, they're doing electricities, they're doing big data, stuff like that. Everything is about Amazon, right? So Amazon, what is so good about it? So in the United States, online sales revenue on Thanksgiving and also on the Black Friday from 2008 to 2016 in millions of US dollars is always going up. around 20% year to year. 20%, okay? So as long as the company can control, I'm not saying the company will decrease all the cost percentage, right? I'm only saying the cost to the revenue is only remain the same. That company is already going up by 20% annually, okay? Imagine your wealth is expanding by 20% annually. That's really a different story. So as we can see, the coming big day is Black Friday, it's in the Christmas, okay? So we estimate the online sales revenue will be about 2,000 million US dollars this year, which means 2 billion US dollars this year. And almost 50% of those are from Amazon. And wait, is the profit margin high, right? Because if you know, in the beginning, Amazon was partnering with Toys R Us, and the profit margin is really low because they're not doing their stuff, right? But now, the electrical products are mostly made by Amazon. For example, we know the Amazon Echo and also the Amazon Fire TV Stick like that. All the electric products are mostly from Amazon because it's easy to engineer, not to steal, the engineer, and they can also develop their own brand, and the profit margin is really high. And if you're able to search batteries on Amazon, 80% of the result on the top list will be from Amazon batteries, okay, if you know that. So anything from electric products, cosmetics, clothing lines, supermarket, they do it, okay? So when is the best time to buy, okay? So as we speak, the stock price has gone up already. As we talked about in the previous video, $1,000 is really attractive for an investor to invest for a long term. But wait a second, let me address that. Jeff Bezos, the CEO of the Amazon, is really crazy, okay? Sometimes in short term, he will not align with shareholders because as long as in the longer run, Amazon will get a bigger piece of the share market, he will do it. He will neglect to ignore short-term fluctuation of the stock price and company profits, okay? Just like last year. In the Christmas, the revenue is sky high, it's breaking new record, okay? But the stock price came down because Amazon was losing money in the Christmas days. Why? Because he was spending a lot of money just to get a bigger piece of the market, right? But look what happened. After November to December, the stock price went from $760 to now $1,200 per share. So if you invest in it, you have to be long term, okay? So now, technically, we will say like that. If it breaks above $1,221 and you can buy a little bit, then technically the target will be $1,310 per share. But if it comes back down, you can look at the $1,120 level, or you can look at the bottom of the channel, which is $1,060. Whenever the stock price breaks below this channel, it's really bad. We can look at $1,000 or maybe $950 as a resistance, but it is rarely going to happen. I think it will go down to $1,060 because $1,000 per share is only reflecting 2017. What they're doing, but it's now going forward to 2018, especially in January, they're going to have their annual report coming out. The second brand is L Brands. When we think of L Brands, it's Victoria's Secret, right? If you're too young enough, you don't know what's Victoria's Secret, don't bother understand it, okay? If you know, you know, okay? So if you type Victoria's Secret and then glass or window, I guarantee you, every single year, at least one of the window will be broken on Black Friday. It's how crazy people buy things inside. I don't understand, right? Because I usually read outside and I look at something else. But you know, if you know, you know, right? It's really crazy. And we know ever since 2001, Victoria's Secret is hosting one big event to kick off the product, usually to kick off the brand of a series of new underwears of the products. And for example, in the past, they have Taylor Swift to be the representative of the event, okay? It's pretty crazy. But the thing is, Victoria's Secret were losing money in this year and also last year. Why? Because recently they have the event kicked off also in London and recently in Paris. But because of the Paris attack, the event was really bad. Usually the event is good and the sales will be really good. But this time, the event is bad, so the sales may be bad. So maybe it's a good time for us to buy cheap and to sell high. We're not sure. We can look at the details, revenues and the profits and the details in technical analysis. But this time, it's first time they're kicking off in China. Everyone wants to kick off in China, right? So if you don't know China that much, China is really open right now. I can guarantee you it's more open than in Hong Kong and even in Singapore, okay? They're really open, the technology is really fast, only because of the disadvantage that people talk about, because they're not transparent, but also because of that, whatever the government is pushing, everyone would use it, okay? Especially big data and technology. And also, Victoria's Secret is nothing difficult to duplicate, nothing difficult to launch, right? So right now they are hooking up 6 singers, 6 stars in China to kick off this event. For example, this woman is a singer, which I'm not sure if you know her, but I'm pretty sure most of the yellow-skinned people will know her, okay? So it's a representative of the Victoria's Secret event for this year. So it's a Bloomberg estimate that, yes, 2017-18, the earnings and profit were dropping, but starting from 2018, the profit will go up again. So now the trick is when the market will start thinking of the future, not still reflecting the sales, right? Look at the chart. I believe the stock price has more or less reflecting the loss of the decrease in profits in Victoria's Secret and L Brands, okay? So technically, it's pretty bad. So as long as the stock price will go up above $51, if not, we'll not buy it. If yes, we'll buy it, and the first target is $60, the second target is $71. If it goes down again, of course, yes, $43.50 is a resistance, but I don't think it's pretty attractive. I still want the stock price to stay above the downtrend line for me to invest, is to be safer, okay? So the second brand is Bath & Body Works. So who is the representative? It's me. If you have seen my vlogs, but it's in Chinese, I always like Bath & Body Works. If you know this brand, surprisingly, there's no such brand like Bath & Body Works in Hong Kong. And also Krispy Kreme, many things, there's nothing in Hong Kong. But, so that's why I really love this brand. The scent and the health and the message they're sending, I think is really positive. So together, the L Brands consists of all these brands. So that is another company that you may consider. And the third one is stock listed in Hong Kong, but it's a China company. So everyone knows that this and that are outsourced and produced in China, right? So if we are able to spot the head monopoly of the textile industry, the companies, what is that? It's the Pacific Textile Holdings Limited. It's listed in Hong Kong. So if this company is the head of China, and is probably one of the heads in global in the world, right? So their clients include Victoria's Secret, Nike, Adidas, and also Walmart, Target, stuff like that. It's really big. So we talk about L Brands, right? It's 10% of the revenue of this company, and the code is 1382, listed in Hong Kong. So this company was doing pretty bad just for this year, okay? Later on, I can talk about the currency war between the China and US. It's really simple. It's really simple. But I will just make it short. Last year, when Donald Trump was elected to be the American president, he has talked about the Chinese currency, is listing the Chinese currency as a manipulating currency, right? So there were only 2 ways that the China can do. First is to make their currency strong again. So that's why it will benefit the United States export, but will damage the Chinese export, right? So this company, Pacific Textile, is this export or import? It's export. So exactly, you know that when Donald Trump say that if the Chinese chooses this way, this kind of stocks will go down, right? The second option is to declare a war, right? So which one do you think they would choose? Eventually, USD to renminbi went down and the renminbi went really strong. But now, a different story, because first one is about theme investing. First one is Christmas. The second one is because now US dollar was depreciated more than 10%. It's now the bargaining power and the chips is on President Xi, okay? So they just talked about this in the most recent meeting in China, and Donald Trump had not talked about anything bad about the Chinese currency, okay? So now I think it's a good time for the Chinese yuan to depreciate again, and the export will do good again. And especially Christmas is coming, investors will know, and probably they will start to invest. And it's only early December, so you guys can also prepare. And technically, you can look at the chart. It's really bad, It's a triple bottom, but it's rebounding pretty strongly. And I suggest as long as the stock price stays above $8.25 per share, we will not invest in it. If it is doing so, the first target will be $9.10. If it's going down, I do not really believe it will stay at $7.66 doing 4 bottoms, but you can try, but I think it's most likely not going to happen. So if you like this video or you love this series of analysis for me to explain the East and the West, that's what I'm strong with, please give it a thumbs up and also share this video and share this channel to your friends and to join our family. So I will see you next time. Investing made easy. Goodbye.